Hi everyone, Justin Leoy, Park Slope Therapist here. Hope you're having a good evening. I wanted to talk tonight about, so I write regularly each week or so. I have a column at the Good Men Project called Masculinity Unmasked. And this week, or last week, I had written about, I called it just choose your own masculinity. Masculinity gets a big, we have these norms that we have for like what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, and we conflate that with femininity and masculinity. So the column was basically kind of just pushing back on this idea of how hard we work to sometimes conform to those norms. Like I've done talks and presentations where I've asked people to, what is the stereotypical idea of being a man? What is masculinity? And people come up with all the same stuff: being strong, don't cry, obsessed with sex, protector all the time, holding all your feelings in except for anger. You can always express anger. So this idea was, what happens when we're confronted with someone who appears to be male identified, who does not confront, who does not follow those same norms, who might be out of the norm for that. And by out of the norm, I mean, they're not doing all those things. Maybe they're crying. Maybe their gender is not conforming to what we are used to seeing on TV and all that, and how we've grown up with understanding what a man should be. So what do? How do we feel? How do we respond to that? And to kind of get in touch with when I ask groups of people, sometimes they come up with, they get really angry. They get really upset. Some people even say they're disgusted when someone is not conforming to what they feel the gender should be. They get all skeeved out, which is it's really intense. And I ask people, when I'm in groups of people, I don't focus on, let's go into that feeling, because you could be triggering someone else who's in the room, and I certainly don't want to do that. But certainly one-on-one, when that's coming up in a session, I'm really kind of diving into what is it about. I mean, I appreciate the honesty, but what is it about someone doing something out of the box, your box, the male box, the masculine box, that seems so threatening, so upsetting. And what does that reveal about us? Because sometimes in a room, when I'm asking this, there's someone who'll be like, I'm jealous of the freedom of being able to be whoever you want to be, express yourself however you want to, not being conformed by what's called the man box. And I'm focusing on men right now. Women have their own stuff. I'm sure they have a box as well. But we start doing this to our boys when they're very young. Sometimes we're putting them in a box before they're even born. We're talking about them in very stereotypical masculine ways. Just knowing someone's pregnant with, from what we know, this child, we're told they're going to be a boy, and we're already deciding things about them and saying things about, he's going to be a heartbreaker. He's such a stud when he's born. I'm like, no, he's not. He's a kid. So the article is basically just kind of pushing back on when we confront it, when we see it somewhere else, but also how is it limiting us? And maybe it doesn't need to. Maybe we can push back on it for ourselves and figure out who we truly are, and at the end, create our own masculinity. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. I'll put a link to it in the comments over there, and thank you for letting me into your screens tonight. All right, bye-bye.